How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing well. I wanted to share something with you that I saw the other day, and it disturbed me. This disturbed me a little bit. I was in a Taco Bell. I was DoorDash, and I was picking up a DoorDash order. I don't eat at Taco Bell, but I was in there waiting on an order, and there's a gentleman in there. He was up at the counter at the front, Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Taco Bell has basically changed most of their stores, probably all of their stores at this point, over to a kiosk ordering system. It's basically like these big smartphones, essentially, like huge screens. And you go in, and when you go in, instead of ordering at the counter, telling the individual behind the counter, your order, you basically go in and you select it yourself, right? And then usually you pay probably with a credit card right there on the spot. Or if they have to collect cash, then, the employee will have to come up and get cash. I don't know if they're cashless yet in some locations or not. I really don't know. But I was in there waiting, and there was an individual at the counter, waiting at the counter, right? And he was probably my age, a little bit older maybe, probably a little bit older. So he's sitting there, he's waiting at the counter. Finally, one of the employees, the manager, she looks over and says, "Can I help you?" Like that, with that tone. And he's like, "Well, I'd like to order, can I order some food?" And she said, "Yeah, the kiosk is right there." He said, "But can I just tell you my order? Can I just order with the person? I'd like to just, kind of tell you what I want and then pay for it and get my order, right? Can I do that?" She said, "Sir, we're really understaffed right now, so you're just gonna have to use the kiosk." Okay. And he said, "Well, I don't really know. I'm not really familiar with this setup. I'm just used to ordering what it is that I want." And she basically just shut him down again and went back to doing whatever it was she was doing. Now, mind you, my order isn't ready yet either, and they also have not come to ask me if the order that I was waiting for was ready. At this time, they're just kind of back there, busy bees, just doing the thing that they're doing in the back. This is, I think, how they've been trained at this point with this new kiosk system, right? They're not trained to come up and help an individual at the counter should they need help. So he reluctantly goes over to the little kiosk thing, and he's making his order. He's trying to figure out, what he wants. Now, granted, I know we live in a day and age of smartphones. Most people probably understand how to operate these things, but I agree. I agree with the guy. I'm old school. I think that it's just simpler. It's quicker actually, just to tell the order, and then the person who's trained on it can just click it up and just have it happen, and you make your payment and you go on about your business. And this way they have a full understanding of what you want. If you have any add-ons or any kind of modifications to the order, it can be done correctly. But whatever, he's trying to figure it out. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? And he's kind of looking at me because we've already kind of made eye contact about this thing, and we're on the same page. I'm thinking it's kind of ridiculous that this manager is not willing to stop and just help the guy get an order, right? A lot of people would have walked out in that situation. And so, but this guy wants to eat, he's trying to order something. So I go over to it, I'm like, "Hey, let's figure it out. We can figure it out. Two of us, probably two minds are greater than one in this situation. Maybe I can, we'll figure it out. Like, what are you trying to get?" And we start going through the menu to try to find the thing that it is that he's looking for to order. And then at this time, now the manager starts coming around the counter, and she's like, "Oh, it's under this, it's under that." And I'm like, "Oh, we got it now. We've got it now. We're figuring it out. We got this." So we get the guy's ordered. And the manager's kind of just standing uselessly behind us at this point, wasting time. Could have just took the order, been done. But now wasting time, not busy being behind the counter, not actually helping anybody. Just a waste of time, basically, at this point, just to save face, because she's noticed that we've now collaborated to try to solve this problem. And I know it's not a big problem. I know a lot of people are going to come in here and say, you can't figure out the kiosk, like whatever. Look, man, some people are old school. And I'll tell you something. When I used to work in the pizza shop, the first pizza shop I ever worked at, I've seen this slowly change over time, but we used to just take the orders over the phone, whatever, and just write down on the receipt. And then you know what everything costs, and you just type it in the calculator, you add the tax, and then, it worked. I mean, it never failed. It never failed. So it worked just fine. But it seems to me, it's interesting. So there's a couple disturbing things from this that I get, and I know it's not direct, it's not full on, but it's just the whispers, the rumblings of something very disturbing. This lady who was the manager was willing to not help this individual. You could figure out that kiosk or you can go hungry. I'm busy right now. You can off, right? That was the attitude. That was the attitude that she had. I don't know if they trained them to have that attitude or not. But that's the attitude that she had. And, it's like, I wonder if she even realizes that kiosk is your replacement. You're going to be doing all the manual labor. You're not going to be doing any of the human services because you're outsourcing. You're complicit in outsourcing that task to a kiosk, man. When a human is asking and requesting another service, people want people. People want to deal with people. I know a lot of people don't. I'm going to have people come on here and probably say, I like to try not to deal with people if I can help it. And I get that too, but she was not willing to help another human being out. And it's literally her business. It's her job. It's not her. She didn't own the business, but it's her job. She's the manager. The manager of a restaurant is not willing to help you out as a customer. I would not eat at that restaurant. That's me. Because that says a lot. How are you preparing the food then? Are you doing that in a manner that you actually care about the individuals as a human being? Or are you just doing it like a machine? Are you actually playing the role of a machine that they haven't built the replacement for yet? The machine that they haven't quite designed well enough yet to take your place. You're just doing that. And we've just completely forgot that we're people, that we're human beings, that this individual might need a little bit of help. The least she could have done in the beginning was come over and help him to operate the kiosk. I've seen this actually more than once while I've been door dashing in these stores. I helped an individual that was probably like 75, 80 years old one time as well do this. And I understand that even more, like for that individual not to be able to kind of understand the system and maybe not even to want to integrate into it. I get it. But what it did in this case was it resulted in a human being not recognizing that another human being really just needed a little help. And she was not willing to do that until it was time to save face. Once she realized the other human beings in the restaurant recognized that issue and were dealing with and helping to deal with it. I mean, I made a friend that day, but we both walked away knowing like, okay, we're not the only ones. We see this. We see what's happening. We see what's happening here. And I know this is just the rumblings. This is not a full-on issue, but let me know what you think about this, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I'm not against the automated kiosk per se. I'm not against self-checkout per se. Like if I have one item, I don't mind going to the self-checkout, but I don't mind also, I would like to see other people have a job. I would also like to see other people having that chance to interact with other people, right? If you extrapolate this out far enough, do we ever actually get to talk to any other individual? Is this a way to separate us from one another in order that we don't ever really talk to each other? Is it a way to dehumanize the other person? You know, in wars, the propaganda that is used is used to dehumanize the other individual so that you have to do so you can do what you have to do in warfare. Is this that kind of thing, but in society? Are they using, is this going to result, whether it's purposeful or not, is this going to result in the dehumanization of individuals towards one another? And how far does it go? That's my question. How far does it go? So that's what I saw. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I know I was a little long-winded on this. I was going to do a live stream, but then I was like, you know what? I'll just do a video. I'm going to do a video and I'll post it. And I want to hear what people have to say in the comments. All right, guys. So let me know what you think. If you got anything out of the video, also, I'd love to hear about that. And with that said, though, I think that's going to be it for the day. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.